The early morning sun cast a gentle glow across the UN Space Command headquarters. James Carter, a seasoned diplomat and former military strategist, sipped his coffee, savoring the rare moment of tranquility. His reverie was interrupted by the insistent chime of his communication device. Urgent meeting at HQ, arrival required immediately, the message read. James sighed, setting his cup aside and grabbing his jacket. Moments later, he was speeding towards the heart of Earth's interstellar governance. At headquarters, the atmosphere buzzed with tension. General Sylvia Reyes, a stern figure known for her no-nonsense approach, greeted James with a nod. "We've received a signal," she announced without preamble. "An invitation from an unknown alien species. We need your expertise." James raised an eyebrow. "What do we know about them?" "Very little," Reyes admitted. "But this could be the most significant diplomatic encounter in our history." Within the hour, James found himself in a briefing room, surrounded by top scientists, linguists, and security experts. Dr. Elena Mitchell, a leading xenolinguist, projected the alien message for all to see. It was an elegant, visual representation of peace and welcome, yet the underlying complexity hinted at a highly advanced civilization. "We're calling them Elysians," Dr. Mitchell explained. "Their message suggests a desire for peaceful dialogue." As the team discussed their approach, James's mind raced. The opportunity was immense, but so were the risks. Humanity's history of conflict weighed heavily on him, and he knew their response would set the tone for future relations. The Starship Odyssey was prepped and ready within days. James, along with a carefully chosen team, boarded the vessel. The crew was a mix of seasoned astronauts, diplomats, and technical experts, each hand-picked for their skills and ability to adapt. The journey to Alicia was a testament to human ingenuity and the advances in space travel. As they approached the alien world, the sight before them was breathtaking. Alicia was a lush, verdant planet, teeming with life and dotted with structures that hinted at a harmonious blend of nature and technology. Upon landing, the human delegation was met by High Priestess Ilera, a tall, regal figure with an aura of calm authority. Her voice, though melodious, carried a weight of wisdom. "Welcome to Alicia," she greeted them warmly. "We are honored by your presence." James stepped forward, offering a respectful bow. "Thank you, High Priestess. We come in peace and with great curiosity about your people." The Elysians led the humans through their city, a marvel of engineering and environmental balance. As they walked, Ilera explained their society's principles. "We value harmony above all. Our technology serves to enhance, not dominate our world." James noted the subtle tension in her words. "Your message reached us at a time when we are striving to leave behind a history of conflict," he said carefully. "We hope to learn from your example." The day was filled with exchanges of knowledge and culture. The Elysians showcased their advancements in medicine, energy, and sustainable living. The human team, in turn, shared Earth's achievements and the lessons learned from their turbulent past. As night fell, the humans were invited to a grand hall where a feast was laid out. Ilera raised a toast. "To new beginnings and the pursuit of understanding." James lifted his glass, yet his thoughts were clouded. He sensed a wariness among some Elysians, particularly a striking woman who had watched the humans with piercing eyes throughout the day. Later, he learned her name, Serafina, Ilera's sister. As the evening progressed, James found himself in a quiet corner with Ilera. "There is something you haven't told us," he ventured. Ilera's gaze was steady. "You are perceptive, James. Yes, not all of us share the same vision of peace. My sister Serafina believes in preparing for conflict, fearing that peace alone cannot ensure our survival." James felt a chill. "And how does she view us?" "With suspicion," Ilera admitted. "She worries your presence here may bring more harm than good." Their conversation was interrupted by a sudden commotion. A group of Elysians, led by Serafina, entered the hall, their expressions grim. "We must talk," Serafina declared, her voice a sharp contrast to Ilara's calm demeanor. There are matters of security we cannot ignore. The hall fell silent as everyone turned to face the new arrivals. James stood, feeling the weight of the moment. The peaceful facade was beginning to crack, revealing the complexities beneath. The following morning, the human delegation awoke to a bright Elysian sunrise. The air was fresh, filled with the scents of exotic flowers, and the soft hum of Elysian life created a peaceful ambience. James Carter and his team gathered in the central courtyard, where High Priestess Ilara awaited them. Today, we will share more about our society, Ilara began, her voice serene. We hope to learn from each other. The first stop was an impressive garden where plants of all shapes and colors thrived. Dr. Elena Mitchell, fascinated by the botanical diversity, engaged in animated conversation with Elysian biologists. Your methods of integrating technology with nature are remarkable, she observed, noting the subtle yet advanced irrigation systems. James noticed Serafina watching from a distance, her expression inscrutable. He approached her cautiously. Good morning, Serafina. I hope we can learn much from each other today. Serafina nodded curtly. Our ways are not easily understood by outsiders. As the group moved to a large amphitheater, the Elysians demonstrated their educational practices. Children and adults alike participated in interactive lessons that combined holography with traditional storytelling. James admired their emphasis on community learning and cultural preservation. We believe knowledge should be accessible to all, Ilara explained. It is the foundation of our society. While the humans were impressed, Serafina's faction remained aloof. James sensed that Serafina's skepticism was rooted in more than just caution, it was a fundamental distrust of outsiders. The highlight of the day was a visit to the Elysian Energy Center. Here, they harnessed natural resources in a way that minimized environmental impact. The humans were shown a reactor that utilized geothermal energy efficiently. Lieutenant Rajesh Patel, the mission's energy expert, marveled at the design. This is beyond anything we've developed on Earth. Ilara smiled. Our technology is advanced, but it serves our core value of harmony. We believe in enhancing our world, not exploiting it. Despite the impressive displays, James couldn't shake the feeling of unease. Serafina's faction was conspicuously absent from many of the day's activities. In quiet moments, he caught glimpses of her followers, their expressions guarded and wary. During a communal meal, James took the opportunity to address the subtle divide. Ilara, it's clear your people have achieved remarkable harmony. Yet, I sense a division. Can you help me understand? Ilara sighed, her eyes reflecting a deep sadness. Our society, like any other, has its disagreements. Serafina believes that our peaceful ways have made us vulnerable. She fears that openness to outsiders could lead to our downfall. James nodded, understanding the complexity of the situation. Her concerns are not unfounded. Earth has faced similar challenges. Balancing peace and security is always delicate. As the evening progressed, a sudden commotion interrupted the meal. Serafina entered the hall, her expression resolute. We cannot ignore the risks, she declared, addressing both Elysians and humans. While we welcome you, we must also prepare for any threat you might pose. The room fell silent, tension rising. James stood, his voice calm yet firm. We come in peace and with respect for your ways. But I understand your caution. Perhaps through open dialogue, we can address these concerns together. Serafina regarded him with a mixture of suspicion and curiosity. Words are easy, actions speak louder. We need to see that your intentions align with your claims. Determined to bridge the gap, James proposed a joint exercise to demonstrate mutual trust and cooperation. The idea was met with mixed reactions, but Ilara supported it. Let us show that we can work together, Serafina. This could be the first step towards true understanding. Serafina reluctantly agreed, setting the stage for a trial that would test both sides. The humans and Elysians would collaborate on a project to improve a section of the city using combined technologies and strategies. As dawn broke over Elysia, the human and Elysian teams gathered in a designated area of the city to commence their joint project. The objective was to create a sustainable energy hub using a blend of Elysian and human technology. James Carter, ever the diplomat, took the lead in coordinating efforts, his mind sharp and focused on the task at hand. High Priestess Ilera addressed the assembly. Today marks a significant step in our collaboration. Let this endeavor be a testament to what we can achieve together. The initial stages of the project proceeded smoothly. Dr. Elena Mitchell worked closely with Elysian engineers, their combined expertise pushing the boundaries of what either civilization could achieve alone. The atmosphere was one of cautious optimism, but James couldn't ignore the occasional cold stares from Serafina's faction. During a break, James approached Serafina. "I understand your concerns. Trust is not easily earned, but we're here to prove our intentions." Serafina's eyes narrowed. "Words alone won't suffice. We shall see if your actions match your promises." The tension was thick as both groups resumed work. As the hours passed, subtle disruptions began to occur, faulty equipment, inexplicable power surges. James suspected sabotage and decided to address the issue directly with Ilera. In a private meeting, he expressed his concerns. "Ilera, someone is trying to undermine our efforts. These disruptions are too coordinated to be mere accidents." Ilera's face grew grave. "I feared this might happen. Serafina's faction is more influential than I anticipated. They believe that proving your weakness will justify their stance on defensive preparations." Determined to root out the cause, James requested an inspection of the project site. He, along with Ilera and a few trusted team members, scoured the area. Hidden devices were discovered, planted to cause malfunctions. The evidence pointed directly to Serafina's followers. Ilera confronted her sister. "Serafina, this sabotage must end. It jeopardizes not only our collaboration but the future of our relations." Serafina remained unyielding. "I act for the security of Elysia. If these humans are truly our allies, they will understand the necessity of our caution." James stepped in. "We came here to build, not to fight. These actions only sow distrust. Let us prove our sincerity through our work and not by force." Reluctantly, Serafina agreed to halt the sabotage, but her distrust lingered. The next few days were a test of patience and diplomacy. James and his team worked tirelessly to repair the damage and push the project forward. Gradually, the energy hub began to take shape, a beacon of what cooperation could achieve. As the project neared completion, Serafina's stance softened slightly. She observed the dedication of the humans, their genuine efforts to integrate Elysian technology with their own. One evening, she approached James, her tone less combative. "Perhaps I judged too harshly. Your team's commitment is evident." James smiled, sensing a breakthrough. "We share the same goal, Serafina. Peace and progress are achieved through understanding and cooperation." Just as relations seemed to improve, an emergency alert blared throughout the city. A rogue faction, splintered from Serafina's group, had launched an attack on the energy hub. Explosions rocked the site, and chaos ensued. James, along with Ilera and Serafina, rushed to the scene. The site was devastating, fires raged, and both human and Elysian workers struggled to contain the damage. Amidst the turmoil, James spotted the leader of the rogue faction, a formidable figure named Varek. "Varek, this madness must stop!" Serafina shouted. "You endanger us all." Varek sneered. "Peace is a fantasy. Only strength can protect us." In a daring move, James devised a plan to disable the rogue faction's weapons. With Serafina and Ilera providing cover, he led a small team to infiltrate the attacker's stronghold. Utilizing a blend of human and Elysian tactics, they managed to disarm the faction and restore order. Serafina approached James, her expression one of respect and gratitude. "You have proven your worth today, not just through words, but through actions. Perhaps there is hope for our alliance after all." The aftermath of the rogue faction's attack left the once bustling project site in disarray. Despite the chaos, James Carter and his team, along with the Elysians, worked tirelessly to rebuild. The energy hub was not just a symbol of their cooperation but a necessary step toward a sustainable future. As the cleanup progressed, James found himself reflecting on the events. Serafina's willingness to halt the sabotage and her aid during the attack had shown a different side of her, a side that cared deeply for her people, even if her methods were extreme. High Priestess Ilera approached him, her presence a calming contrast to the surrounding activity. "James, your efforts have not gone unnoticed. Your leadership has been instrumental in keeping this collaboration alive." James nodded, appreciating her words. "This has been a challenging journey for both our peoples, but I believe we are stronger for it." Serafina joined them, her expression serious. "We need to discuss the rogue faction. Varek's influence runs deep, and if we don't address it, this won't be the last attack." Ilera agreed. "We must show unity and strength. Only then can we prevent further dissent." Together, they devised a plan to address the root of the discord. They decided to hold a council where both factions could voice their concerns and seek a peaceful resolution. James played a key role in mediating these discussions, using his diplomatic skills to navigate the complex emotions and historical grievances at play. The council meeting was intense, with heated debates and passionate arguments. Varek, though defiant at first, gradually softened as he saw the genuine efforts from both humans and Elysians to understand and address his concerns. "Your fear is valid, Varek," James said during a pivotal moment. "But isolating ourselves out of fear will only lead to more conflict. We must learn to trust, to build together. Our survival depends on it." Varek looked at James, a mix of emotions playing across his face. "You speak of trust, yet trust is fragile. How do we ensure it is not broken?" James replied firmly, "By holding ourselves accountable, by maintaining open communication, and by proving through our actions that we are committed to this alliance." After hours of discussion, a tentative agreement was reached. The factions would work together, integrating security measures that satisfied Serafina's concerns while maintaining the peaceful principles of Alicia. Varek, seeing the possibility of a unified future, agreed to support the alliance. The success of the council was a turning point. The energy hub, now a symbol of their joint efforts, was completed and activated. The sight of it powering the city brought a sense of accomplishment and hope. In a ceremony marking the completion, Ilera addressed both communities. "Today, we have shown that cooperation and understanding can overcome even the deepest fears. This energy hub is not just a technological achievement, but a beacon of what we can achieve together." Serafina, standing beside her sister, added, "This is just the beginning of our journey. We must continue to work together, to learn from each other, and to protect our future." James felt a profound sense of satisfaction. The mission had been fraught with challenges, but it had also brought about significant growth and understanding. As the ceremony concluded, he looked around at the faces of his team and their Elysian counterparts. They had come a long way, and there was still much to be done, but the foundation was solid. Later that evening, as the sun set over Alicia, casting a golden glow over the landscape, James stood with Ilera and Serafina on a balcony overlooking the city. "We have taken the first step," he said. "Now, we must ensure that our actions continue to build trust and cooperation." Ilera smiled. "We will. Together." Serafina nodded. "Together." The energy hub fully operational, a testament to the successful collaboration. The unity displayed by the humans and Elysians in the face of adversity leaves readers with a sense of accomplishment and the promise of a brighter future. The alliance, though still young, holds the potential to create lasting peace and progress, encouraging readers to imagine what further adventures and achievements lie ahead for this interstellar partnership.